Hey everybody, welcome to TechMart Gaming. In today's video, I'm gonna be unboxing and reviewing the G-Story 15.6-inch HDR display for the PlayStation 5. Now this is great for gamers that want to experience the full potential of the PlayStation 5 CPU and GPU without any streaming issues when gaming online or locally. And with the uprise of gaming on the go and other handhelds, there's still a ton of people that would prefer to play directly on the PlayStation 5, say if they want to be more competitive or if they want to play some games locally. This is the perfect device for you, and I'm going to show you guys in this video how I use it, and I'll be discussing all of its pros and cons. Now before I get into it, be sure to smash that like button and comment below and tell me what games you're playing on the PS5 or your other remote play devices, and subscribe to TechMart Gaming if you haven't already so I can be recommended to more gamers like yourself. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get into the video. If you want to know what comes inside the box, then I got you. So as you guys can see, I have the G-Story box, and I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna pull down these tabs, and you can see that I can pull up the latch. And the first package that we have is the accessories. There's a power supply that plugs into your wall, and the AC part plugs into the back of the monitor. And if we take a closer look, it says that you need about 100 to 240 volts in order for the monitor to power up, so keep that in mind. It also comes with its own remote control, so you can control the volume, change the channel, or do whatever you like to do inside of your settings. The only thing that I noticed about this controller is that it doesn't come with its own batteries, so you have to have a set of AAA batteries in order to use this remote. And the last thing that we have is a HDMI cable that plugs into the monitor and the PS5. User manuals are essential, and G-Story didn't leave us out. So as you guys can see, we have a full user manual, which is going to help you troubleshoot your issues if you have them in the future. And for the star of the show, we're going to go ahead and pull out the G-Story monitor outside the box. But before we take a look at that, I did notice that there was a surprise at the bottom of the box, and that is a 2-year warranty. So I highly recommend that you guys fill this out and get your product registered. So just in case you have any issues down the line, you can talk to a customer support representative or have your product sent in. Unwrapping the monitor is simple. All you have to do is pull out the 2 styrofoams that's keeping it in place, and we're going to go ahead and take off the plastic. And as you guys can see, the bottom of the monitor looks like the inside of a faceplate on a PlayStation 5, and that's because we're going to pop off one of the faceplates in order to install this monitor. For my first impressions, this is a really nice designed monitor. As you guys can see, it resembles the PS5. It kind of looks like a laptop or a portable DVD player, if you guys know what that is. Some people are too young to even know what that means. And you can close it just like a laptop as well. And if we take a look at the back of it, you see that we have our HDMI ports. There's actually 2. One can work with the PS5 and the other can work with another device, maybe like a Chromecast, or maybe if you have an Xbox. As we open it up, you can see that we have 2 air vents on each side, which is going to exhaust the heat. And below that, we have 2 decent sized speakers, one on the top right corner and one at the bottom left corner. If you want to adjust the monitor without the remote control, you do have these tactile buttons that you can use. Now before we install this monitor, we have to shut down the PlayStation 5. So the first thing that we're going to do is go into the control center, scroll down 1 until you see turn off PS5, and we're going to wait for about 10 to 20 seconds for it to power down completely. Next, remove all accessories from the console like headphones, DualSense controllers, USB hubs, media remotes, and all cables connected to the console. Moving along, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my cooling stand. As you guys can see, I'm gonna use my iFixit kit. This has all the tools that I need in order to open up consoles or PCs effortlessly. Now I'm going to grab my universal tool. This fits all of these options here. What we want to get is the flat head that's sitting inside of the 4 slot, and we're going to attach this. After that, we're going to remove the bottom screw from the cooling stand, and as simple as that, you can go ahead and pull it up. Removing the faceplate from the PS5 is easy. All you have to do is grab each side, one on the logo and one at the bottom, and you're going to pull up and you're going to pull down. Installing the G-Story monitor is simple as well. At the bottom, you have these hooks. It's going to clip into place on the PlayStation 5. Just line up the pin connectors and make sure that you apply a little bit of force until you hear a snap. Once installed correctly, it should look exactly like this. There shouldn't be any air gaps or any slippage between the plates and the PS5. Next, we're going to insert the cables. So I'm going to get the HDMI cable that comes with the G-Story monitor, and I'm going to take off the caps and I'm going to insert this into the back of the monitor, and the other one will go inside the back of the PS5. Then we're going to insert the power cable that goes into the back of the PS5. And for the power supply for the G-Story monitor, we're going to plug that AC cable into the back of the monitor and plug this into our wall. Now we're going to get the stock stand that came with the PlayStation 5 and attach that to the side, just because this is going to be sitting horizontally. Once installed correctly, we can go ahead and open up the monitor. As you guys can see, it's a very easy process. Now I'm going to turn it on with the remote control. You guys don't necessarily need this, but I like to have everything set up before I turn on a monitor. So I'm gonna put in some AAA batteries and get a DualSense controller that's connected up to my PS5, and I'm gonna go ahead and boot this up. Now, once the console is awake, it's going to ask you to adjust the HDR settings for the G-Story monitor. So we're going to go ahead and go through this process. It shouldn't take too long. All you're doing is calibrating your display and your eyes so you can get the best viewing experience, no matter if you're watching a movie or if you're playing a certain game. Once done, you should see that we're on a home screen, and I gotta say, from my first impressions, this is a really nice display. It being 4K and HDR is a plus, especially if you want to take this on the go with you. The saturation and the blacks and whites is on point. On top of that, it being a 15.6-inch display that's going to be built basically inside of the PS5 is a game changer. You can also adjust the volume with the built-in buttons on this G-Story monitor. It's going to wobble the device, but it still works. And if you go over 50% in volume, it's going to bring a prompt up that says, hey, this is going to consume a little bit more energy. Are you sure you want to do it? All you have to do is click yes, and you can go all the way up to 100%. We're going to do an actual volume test for you guys, and I'm going to have my phone next to me with a DB app so you guys can see the full volume metrics. The remote control that comes with this monitor is pretty sweet. As you guys can see, we have a few buttons that allows us to access the built-in features. So if I press menu, you can see that we have a settings tab, which allows us to adjust the brightness, contrast, volume, and color temperature. There's also some other tabs that you can click through if you guys want to customize the monitor a little bit more. And if you have another device, you can click the source button and it's going to switch to HDMI 2 or HDMI 1, depending on what devices are connected. You can also mute the monitor, turn it off, and do many more things with this remote control. But for the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic. Now, before I do that, if you guys are enjoying this video, be sure to smash that like button and comment below and tell me what games you're playing on the PS5, and subscribe to Techmark Gaming if you haven't already, so I can be recommended to more gamers like yourself. In the meantime, let's go ahead and move on to the add-ons. If you guys know me, then you know that I like to add additional accessories to the PS5. So I'm gonna start off with a USB hub that's gonna add 6 additional USB inserts to the front of the console. And to add some character to the G-Story monitor, I'm gonna put a customized PlayStation sticker in between the speakers. If you have 2 DualSense controllers like me, then this is the perfect time to add the official DualSense controller charging station, which is gonna charge both controllers quickly. If you want to know what comes inside the box, then I got you. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up these tabs, and as you guys can see, we're gonna pull out a package that houses the charging station. So we're greeted with a user manual, a power supply that plugs into the charging station, and the star of the show, the actual charging station. This is a really great design, and it looks just like the PlayStation 5. To set it up, all you have to do is put the power supply into the bottom of the stand, grab our 2 DualSense controllers, and place them where they need to go. Now I'm going to do a quick gameplay test for you guys so you can see how this performs. This is the Crew Motorfest, which is a really fun racing game that I highly recommend that you guys check out. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look.
Meet here in Hawaii, pitted against each other in a battle organized by Motorfest. Which style suits you best? Californian sun and West Coast hip-hop for the lowrider, or Floridian nights and dirty South music for the dog? It's up to you to choose your camp and immerse yourself in either community.
As you guys can see, the gameplay is solid, the speakers are loud, and the colors are really vibrant on this display. I don't see any screen tearing or any ghosting whenever I'm going at a fast speed, so that's a good sign in my opinion. With that being said, let's go and see how multiverses perform as well. Now before I move to another location, I'm gonna go ahead and play Spider-Man for you guys so you can see how this performs as well.
Crabs! Com check, Eagle 2, you up?
Eagle 2 reporting in. Eyes on. What caches are the demons after? Need to take out Fisk's men and figure out what they're guarding. Whatever it is, I don't... They need to divide and conquer.
Now we're going to move our setup to a new location. This is in another area in my house, completely away from my gaming room. And as you guys can see, I have the exact same setup. As long as you have an outlet and a power extension cable, you can bring the PS5 and the G-Story wherever you go. As promised, I'm gonna do a volume test with the speakers on the G-Story monitor using my iPhone XS Max and a Decibel app. I embedded it inside of this video so you guys can keep an eye on the volume levels and you can see the gameplay. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and play some Madden and Helldivers 2.
Picking up the first. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
How about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Now it's 2nd and 10. They run it again with Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown. Chubb with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. As his guys are able to extend their lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
As you guys can see, the speakers are loud and they're pretty solid. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be so loud, so I had to turn it down to maybe about 40%. It can go all the way up to 100%. And the best part about this is that you don't need to have any additional speakers. It's automatically built into this monitor. So you don't necessarily need any headphones. And you can enable 3D audio on these speakers as well if you go into the PS5 settings. Now for the PlayStation Portal owners out there that want to see how this compares with the 8-inch display on their device, then I got you. So I'm going to turn down the G-Story speakers and I'm going to play it directly from the PlayStation Portal. As you guys can see, the portal definitely holds up, especially if you have a decent internet connection, a Wi-Fi 6 gaming router, and some mesh nodes around the house to keep the signal strong. If you want to know more about my network setup, then I'll leave a card above this video and a link in the description. But for the gamers out there that would prefer to have their PlayStation 5 with them so they can play games online, maybe AAA, or if you want to play some things locally without an internet connection, you can do so effortlessly with the G-Story monitor. On top of that, if you like to stream your favorite TV shows or watch your favorite movies with the disc drive, if you have one, you can easily do that as well. If you found this video valuable, be sure to smash that like button, and if you have any questions about the G-Story monitor, I'll be glad to answer any questions that you guys have. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Deuces.